Cool.
Okay, my name is Steve Morris. I've got a business doing SEO and online marketing, and I've got a marketing podcast and another website where I interview Adelaide entrepreneurs. I interviewed Michael Reed a little while ago. I'm from the Majoran Distillery, and he told me about this startup weekend thing and said how it's an awesome event. I should definitely get involved next time it comes around. So when it did, I had to get a ticket. Probably one of the first tickets sold was me on there early. I was looking forward to it. I had a bit of an idea. I've had in my mind for a while. Wasn't sure it was any good, so I thought this would be perfect to bring to the weekend and pitch and then see how we go with it.
I'm Dylan. I'm the developer and designer. Mainly a developer. I'm just sort of putting together the design as I go. So I won my ticket through Hub Adelaide, which is pretty cool. I was sort of on the edge of whether I was going to come or not, and winning the ticket sort of pushed me over the line. And I think it's great so far. I'll definitely come to the next one.
Yeah, same here. I think it's a terrific experience. My name is Andrew, and it's been a fantastic learning experience for me. So it's certainly outside of my comfort zone, and I feel I've learned a lot since I've been here. So it's been very rewarding.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about R8Us and what it actually is. So what you guys are trying to do.
Sure. So basically it's sort of a reputation management / feedback system for businesses in the hospitality industry. The idea is that it's a system for them. It's not, as some people have sort of thought that it might be a new review site or something like that. We're not going to try and compete in that space, which is already pretty well full of other people. So it's basically a system for the business to be able to intercept their customers at the business, get them to give feedback, and then if the feedback is positive, we want to promote that, so we get the customer to tweet it or share it on social media or post it to their favourite review site. If the review is overall negative, then we try and get a little bit more information from the customer. What specifically did they have a negative experience with? Capture that feedback so we can use it later to sort of improve the business, but also then prompt them and say, hey, we'd really like to learn a little bit more about your experience, what specifically, and maybe there's something we can do to make it up to you. Get their contact details, and then give these contact details to the business owner or perhaps the manager. They can call them up later, a few days later or whatever, and try and get a little bit more information. They might want to offer them to sort of come back with a voucher, or maybe even a freebie, or maybe some sort of a refund of their meal if it was a really bad experience. Try and turn it around. So this person that's had a bad experience, they may be feeling like they want to go to one of these review sites and leave a negative review. They're going to tell their friends, hey, I went to this restaurant, it was negative. And now they're going to get this call, a bit of personal interaction. They might actually get turned around into a bit of a brand advocate, have their bad experience turned to a good one, and they're preventing that negative feedback from getting out there and propagating on the internet.
So you're essentially trying to come up with a way of that whole story of someone has a good experience, they tell 3 people, someone has a bad experience, they tell 10. So you're trying to stop them from going any further and actually turning them into a brand advocate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
And if they did have a good experience, also
then
promote
push it. Great. Cool idea.
It's pretty much a replacement. Well, part of it is like a replacement for the paper feedback forms that you have.
Yeah, so like a digitized online version of the paper feedback forms that a lot of businesses kind of use, and then also bring in the social media aspect into that and some other technology stuff into that.
Is it a website or an iPhone app or something?
It's a mobile web app, so it's not a native app.
So there's nothing they have to download to use it. It will work on multiple devices. It can work on the web. They might leave a review when they get home, for instance, as opposed to on their phone or whatever.
So it'd be like a QR sort of reader.
Yeah. QR
Tell us what you thought. Cool. So in terms of forming your team after the whole voting process happened, how did the 3 of you come together? What was it that maybe drew you guys to this idea, or how did you find each other? How did this happen?
I'll start. I spoke to Nick before, and then I saw him pitch, and I really liked his idea. I've had similar ideas in the past, so it really interested me. This like restaurant reputation, and so we sort of like bounced some ideas off each other. And I said, I'd like to work with you on the project, and got picked. So here we are.
I thought Nick had a good idea, and he seemed very enthusiastic about it. He seemed to be a very good speaker, and so I thought he could really market the idea. So I decided then and there that I'd like to work with you, and we'll try and come up with some ideas for you.
I don't know. It was cool when we kind of got our team going. Everyone else was running around trying to find people, and we were just sort of staying there and thinking, we're going to do 3. And then someone else joined in briefly. We had 4, and then he left. So it was like, 3's enough. And then everyone else is going crazy, and designers and da. Luckily, Dylan is both a designer and a developer, so we kind of had that covered. And
I bet he's kicking himself now.
Exactly. So it's actually been relatively smooth sailing right from the beginning up until now, and I guess we'll see how we go. But
Have you guys had any challenges that you've had to overcome, or like you said, it's been fairly smooth sailing? Has there been anything that's come up?
I think certainly for myself, I had doubts and I was sceptical first, but then as the idea crystallised and as we began to speak to people, and that we had something there, we could find a niche in the market that there was a demand for. Then I think it's sort of became easier. So I'm sort of looking forward to the pitch tomorrow night.
1.
Actional feedback!